People are passing away. Photos are getting distorted. There's also a cursed tape being passed around. Now you're out of options. You just want to enjoy the ocean and relax at the cabin. Let's see if Reiko can stop the evil cursed tape before her time runs out in 7 days. In this condensed version of Ringu. The film begins as Masami recounts a chilling urban legend to Tomoko during their sleepover. Masami describes a boy who innocently plays a VHS tape only to witness a mysterious girl materialize on the screen. Shortly after, he receives an ominous phone call, and exactly 7 days later, he meets a baffling demise. In a spine-tingling revelation, Tomoko confesses to having a similar experience, watching an eerie tape and subsequently receiving a menacing phone call. She adds that today also marks the 7th day since her viewing. Abruptly, the phone rings and Masami cautiously picks it up, only to find Tomoko's mom on the other line, simply notifying them of her delayed return. The initial fright morphs into a relieved laughter at the harmless interruption. Masami excuses herself by saying, "Hey, I gotta go blow up the bathroom." As she steps away, the television strangely turns on, startling her. Bewildered, she switches it off, but before she can comprehend the situation, an unseen force seizes her, instantly erasing her presence from the room. The next day, Reiko Asakawa, who is Tomoko's aunt and a journalist researching into the urban legend, conducts interviews with 3 students regarding the infamous tape that's been circulating amongst them. Each student echoes the chilling narrative of individuals meeting their demise precisely after 7 days of viewing the tape, and also receiving that ominous phone call. Curious, Reiko probes further, questioning the students if they have any first-hand knowledge of individuals affected. One of the students bravely shares a disturbing account. A friend's acquaintance and their partner perished in a parked car within a local park shortly after watching the cursed tape. Later that evening, Reiko and her son Yoichi somberly attends Tomoko's funeral. Inside Tomoko's room, Yoichi becomes bizarrely fixated on a dark corner, as if he's ensnared by a trance. Discovering him, Reiko gently cautions him, urging him to leave the room, and they both head back to rejoin the gathering. In a quest for answers, Reiko questions Tomoko's friends about the incident. They reveal a grim truth, that 3 other friends who also viewed the tape with Tomoko also met their untimely demise simultaneously. Masami, who attended the ill-fated sleepover, has since been plagued by madness, refusing to be near any television. Reiko is rattled by this revelation, prompting her to contemplate the authenticity of the unsettling urban legend. The following morning, Reiko revisits Tomoko's room, driven by a determination to uncover the truth behind her niece's mysterious past. In a stroke of investigative inspiration, she discovers a receipt from a photo store and decides to follow this lead, hoping it will shed some light on this mystery. Retrieving the developed photos, Reiko carefully examines them, her gaze fixating on a particular image capturing their time at a cabin in Izu. To her alarm, she discerns their faces distorted in one of the photographs, hinting at something deeply unsettling. Shortly thereafter, Reiko makes her way to the Izu cabin depicted in the photograph. Hastening inside, she eagerly searches for any trace of a tape but comes up empty-handed. Turning to the front desk attendant, she questions him about any strangeness concerning the cabin's previous occupant. As he shifts through the records, Reiko's keen eye catches a sight of a blank tape nested amongst the collection. Prying further, she inquires about its origins, to which the attendant speculates, "Oh, it's probably just left here by a previous guest." Resolved to unravel the mystery, Reiko retrieves the tape and returns to the cabin, intent on unraveling its secrets through viewing it. So you're telling me that after hearing people go bye-bye for good after watching the tape, you still want to watch the tape, Reiko? She is so brave. Back in her room, Reiko hesitates before inserting the tape, but her resolve to crack the case propels her forward. As the video begins to play, she observes a man focus on something below, a woman grooming her hair, and a shrouded figure pointing at a near water. A forest well flashes on the screen before the video abruptly ends. Switching off the TV, she catches a glimpse of a woman standing right behind her in the reflection, sending a shiver down her spine. Spinning around, she finds no one there, but the unnerving sight prompts her to quickly gather her belongings. But wait, suddenly the phone rings, and Reiko tentatively answers, only to hear the ominous voice uttering, 7 days. Gripped by fear, she snatches the tape and flees the room in a panic. You just had to watch the tape, didn't you? GG, Reiko. GG. Following day, Reiko enlists the help of her ex-husband, Ryuji, who is a professor renowned for his expertise in a sixth sense and detecting supernatural phenomena. Convinced that she too has fallen victim to the cursed tape, Reiko hands him a camera, anticipating that her image will mirror the distorted faces seen in Tomoko's photograph. To her astonishment, Ryuji captures a twisted portrayal of Reiko, mirroring the eerie phenomenon. Initially skeptical, Ryuji relents and agrees to watch the tape himself. Together, they brace for the anticipated phone call, but it never comes. Ryuji, now intrigued, requests a copy of the tape to delve deeper into his research on its origins and effects. Later that evening, Reiko visits Ryuji's place to examine into their joint research on the tape. While reviewing the footage, Reiko points out a peculiar detail. In one frame where the cameraman should be visible, there's an eerie absence of any reflection in the mirror. Additionally, the presence of the word eruption adds to the mystery. Their investigation is interrupted by the unexpected arrival of one of Ryuji's students. Rashly, they switch off the tape and exit, reluctant to expose the student to its potential dangerous effects if the urban legends hold any truth. Upon deeper exploration, they discern that the voice in the video bears a dialect specific to Oshima Island, home to a volcanic region. Ryuji establishes contact with Reiko's acquaintance from Oshima, unscrambling a startling connection. The woman featured in the footage is actually Shizuko Yamamura, who prophesied the eruption of the island's volcano decades ago before tragically plummeting into its fiery depths. Determined to unearth the truth, Ryuji plans to journey to Oshima the following day, with Reiko left with only 3 days and Ryuji with 4. The urgency of the investigation intensifies. Back at Reiko's grandfather's residence, she awakens to find her son missing from his bed. Alarmed, she rushes to the adjacent room, only to discover him absorbed in watching the tape. Fearing for his safety, she swiftly removes the tape and demands an explanation for his actions. To her dismay, he reveals that Tomoko instructed him to watch it. Sorry kid, but GG for you too. Reiko and Ryuji reach Oshima and check into a hotel run by Shizuko's relatives. The hostess shares a photograph featuring Shizuko alongside Dr. Heihachiro Ikuma. Rumors abound regarding an alleged affair between Ikuma and Shizuko, leading to speculation that they bore a daughter together. The following morning, Reiko and Ryuji rendezvous with Shizuko's brother, who remains tight-lipped and tries to flee. Ryuji reaches out to assist him, inadvertently triggering his psychic abilities upon contact. Now, in a sudden flashback, it's revealed that Shizuko once publicly displayed her powers, but an enraged audience member's accusations of fraudulence prompted a tragic outcome. The man collapses and meets his demise, leading Shizuko to blame Sadako, who is her and Ikuma's daughter, in a fit of anguish. Back in Tokyo, Reiko dials her grandfather's house to check on her son, fearing that Sadako may have targeted him as well. Relieved to hear, her son answers the phone and expresses his desire to return to school, feeling bored at the house. Reiko assures him that she has an important task to attend to and asks him to convey her greetings to Grandpa. With just 1 day remaining, this call might serve as her final farewell to her son. Accompanied by Ryuji, they return to the Izu cabin and privately access the crawl space, scouring the well depicted in the videotapes. As they touch the well, they are engulfed in a shared flashback, transported to a time before the cabins were constructed. They witness Sadako peering into the well, when suddenly her father strikes her in the back and heartlessly throws her into the depths. To their horror, they realize he also seals the well shut with a lid, condemning Sadako to a grim fate. Damn, how can he do that to his own child? Now back in the present, they manage to pry open the lid, and Ryuji descends into the well, determined to retrieve Sadako's body in hopes of appeasing her tormented spirit. To their astonishment, they discover that Sadako was still alive when she was cast into the well, desperately struggling to escape before meeting her demise. They begin draining the well, and after a while, Sadako grows weary and faints from exhaustion. Switching roles, Ryuji takes over to hoist up the pail as Reiko searches the depths of the well for Sadako's body. She finally locates it and clutches it tightly to her chest. As the fateful hour passes when Reiko is supposed to meet her end, she remains unharmed. It appears that the curse has been broken. The next day at Ryuji's place, his TV unexpectedly flickers to life, displaying Sadako emerging from the well and advancing towards him, accompanied by glitching visuals. Strangely, the footage extends beyond its usual endpoint as the phone rings. He moves to answer it, but instead dials Reiko's number. Suddenly, to his horror, Sadako emerges from the TV and materializes in his room, sending Ryuji into a state of sheer terror. Revealing her haunting eye, she employs her otherworldly powers to permanently eradicate him. As the film draws to a close, Reiko is left pondering the mystery of why her curse was lifted while Ryuji's endured. Suddenly, Ryuji, his head obscured, appears on the TV screen, gesturing towards her purse. Intrigued, she retrieves the tape and compares it to the one Ryuji watched. It dawns on her that the only way to break the curse is to duplicate the tape and ensure someone else watches it within a 7-day time frame.